and gentlemen, the American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, I am revved up and ready to deliver a fun, witty show for you. As you know, you tune in because you can get it all quick without watching hours and hours. Today, sad day in history. Martin Luther King was assassinated on this day in 1968. And when you consider that we had Martin Luther King assassinated on April 4th, 1968, and then during the summer, we had the assassination of Bobby Kennedy, 1968. What an awful year for this country. So sad. And Bobby Kennedy's remarks on the night that Martin Luther King Jr. Was assassinated are incredible. You ought to check out his speech. All right, Trump tariffs. Well, Trump is sticking to his guns on the tariffs, and I'm sticking with him on the tariffs. I think they're wonderful. Of course, the stock market people are all upset. Stock market's going down, stock market's going down. Well, you know what? The stock market will go back. It will go back. And as I've pointed out in my Facebook Live last night, the stock market is really controlled by the Magellan Fund, Fidelity, Blackstone, and there's a third one I can't think, Vanguard. I keep forgetting who the heck the third one is. All right, Trump, Air Force One. He gave a press conference on Air Force One yesterday. That was unbelievable. He comes out and he answers every question. I mean, it's phenomenal, including a gold card that you can get for $5 million. Even though I'm an American citizen, if I could afford it, which I can't, I would buy one of those just for the fun of it. Can you imagine the filthy rich foreigners that are going to buy one of these things? And you can never forget this, folks. There are hundreds of countries, and there are filthy rich people in every country. And let's say you're in Ecuador, and you're a rich businessman in Ecuador. You wouldn't mind having one of those cards that gives you some special treatment in the United States? I'd say it probably does. Elon Musk, according to Trump at the presser, I'm anxious to find out what it is, said that they discovered something horrible yesterday. And Trump refused to tell the folks what it was. So I guess it's going to come out today. But it must be big. And Trump wants Elon to be able to what a team that those two are. Both giving both each other respect, mutual respect and trust. What a partnership. It's amazing. Delaware, 120 contracts canceled. They're now going to have to lay off some employees. Don't feel sorry for them, folks. These people have been eating at the trough of our taxpayer dollars forever. Let them lay off some damn accountants. Fauci's wife, Christina Grady, fired by the National Institute of Health. Yeah, baby. Kristi Noem, targeted by this guy, he's now getting arrested. You know what? You don't say things that these people say. Mike Pence, oh my God. JFK's, this is all controlled by Caroline and her son Jack. They're giving Mike Pence a John F. Kennedy Jr. profile in courage. All right, Fetterman was attacked. The Fettermans have a house or a business that helps poor people, and they attack that. You believe that? Unbelievable. Fetterman. Stephanie Turner. She's the one who kneeled and said, I'm not going to fence a biological male in fencing. She's a hero. We'll give her Oracle of the Year right there, baby. Good for her. General Motors says they're going to build more cars in the United States. Oil drops. Gasoline prices will follow. Why? OPEC's producing. Whole milk. It's going to come back to kids' store. You know what? Science changes. Whole milk. Would you rather your kids drink a whole milk or a juice box? Think about that. Warren Buffett, he says he is a cheapskate. No, he's a scumbag. Warren Buffett is a phony scumbag who never built a single company, invented anything, or done a damn thing besides know when to buy stocks. Big deal. Laura Loomer, she visited with Trump, and right after the meeting, 3 national security staffers were fired. Trump says sometimes I listen to her, sometimes I don't. That's probably the way he is with everybody who gives him advice. Stellantis, I think this is the former Chrysler, lays off 900 folks claiming it's due to the tariffs. Yeah, you watch, they'll be hiring more. New York, you can't make this up. There's a lawsuit against a school district or a school that's called the Spartans? Because Spartans is the epitome of white supremacy. No, Spartans is the epitome of Greek supremacy. Unbelievable. Passover special, can't make this up. In New York, a car wash was charging Jews 3 freaking times the amount of a car wash. That's sick. Killed over a seat. This is such a tragic story. Austin Metcalf was killed, stabbed by that kid right there. The black guy's the one who stabbed him. The black guy went to the wrong tent. Brothers tried to get him to go. Maybe the brothers even mistreated the guy. Let's assume that's the case. You get stabbed. And they're twins. This guy was an A scholar, football player, everything else. It's a tragic story. This is what I point out to my wife, my children, my friends, and you every single day. This happened at a high school in a tent. You should, at all times, no matter where you go, be armed, be ready. I don't care if it's pepper spray. I don't care if it's a gun. I don't care if it's a knife. I happen to carry 2 guns and 3 knives on my person at all times. I got a Swiss Army knife, a pocket knife, and a bigger knife, and 2 guns. And when people say, well, nothing's going to happen at church, nothing's going to happen at the gym, nothing's going to happen here or there, bullshit. You never know when it's going to go down. It's sad. No matter where you live, no matter what your community is, if you live in Indian Hill, you never know when somebody bad is going to come to Indian Hill. I never know when somebody bad is going to walk into my law office. I never know when somebody bad is going to come down my driveway. It's the way we live. This is tragic. A young man being stabbed at a high school event. In his heart. Yeah, track and field, I think it was. Dr. Oz was confirmed to run Medicare, Medicaid. He'll get the job done. National Security Agency Director Timothy Hall, Chief Deputy Director Wendy Noble, fired. They were Biden appointees. And apparently Wendy Noble's the one that put the Atlantic on that text signal exchange. Wow. All right, world news. President Yoon of South Korea is impeached by a court for declaring martial law. Christy and Paul Akio, went to Mexico. They were from Michigan, defrauded out of $117,000. They're now back. They spent a month in a Mexican prison. In pop culture, Bruce Springsteen is going to unleash 7 albums, 80 unheard songs. That's wild. And the subject of Glory Days, Joe DePew, who he played high school baseball with, who was the guy that threw that speedball by you, DePew said that Bruce sat on the bench. But the bottom line is he passed away of cancer at 75. They stayed friends their whole life. Hooters apparently is going to turn family friendly. I don't think so. That's a mix. That'll be interesting if they can pull that off. Sports Without Boundaries. The Reds have now lost 3 straight, 1-0. My cousin Josh is going to have a stroke. Warriors 123, Lakers 116. And LeBron got hurt again. NIT Championship, Chattanooga 85, UC Irwin 84. And Micah Parsons apparently has a contract that makes him the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. When does it become, every time somebody gets a contract, it has to be the highest non-quarterback contract in the league? It's insane. This day in history, I've already covered that with Martin Luther King, but it was another big issue. April 4th, 1975, Hank Aaron tied Babe Ruth's record of Jack Billingham here in Riverfront Stadium. And your Shakespeare insult today is one of my favorites all time. Do not be a deformed, flea-bitten frustularian. A frustularian is a scoundrel, Sabrina. Do not be a deformed, flea-bitten frustularian. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope today is yours.